it's about 70% women, single women who live alone, you know, that may not have a technical background that could even imagine something like this has, you know, happened in the past or could happen now.
Now I understand how you can do something non-consensually, because it's not like you're going to the VA to get a prostate exam and then suddenly you're like, wow, something's going on. They're just picking you out, using you, you don't know it.
Yep, completely wireless.
So you have to infiltrate them with something, though, right? Something has to touch their...
Not necessarily.
Scantily clad woman who was listed as a young communist poet. And let's see, there was a AIDS protester, you know, who looked scary and spooky and about to infect the rest of America shown. But, you know, you don't have what were literally hundreds of thousands of average people just saying, you know, we're fed up and
you know, a lot of people think that it can be done completely remote. Wow. But the only people that are going to know for sure are the ones that work with this technology. This is something where you're going to spend, you know, for the scientist portion, you're going to spend about 6 years, you know, developing your skills as a neuroscientist, and then as an operator that will work with a finished system, you're going to get at least 18 months to 2 years of
Which, like
training.
most weapons...
and we don't like what's going on. Why don't you listen to us? That's what people are saying. Listen to us. We have a very interesting summer camp here in New York. 2,000 people locked up in a building out on the pier. While the police say they've arrested 300, there are 2,000 being detained. What we see in
are great until they turn it against you. Natural question, how concerned are you going on the air and talking about this and walking across? Why don't you just disappear and chill a coffee?
No, I would just not. There's no way. These people are this is like a torture weapon. I couldn't live with myself knowing that, you know, it's like...
Baghdad becomes in New York this week Baghdad Light. So instead of heavy torture shackles, you have plastic handcuffs, but it still has the same purpose: keep the population in line. This is not the United States of America that we pledged allegiance to as little kids. You know, we were very proud of the first.
Not stepping in ahead of the Holocaust, or not stepping in.
And has this made it up to like Capitol Hill? Are there any senators who say...
they've you know, this group has done public outreach for something like 30 years, and then a couple of people came out of the government. One of them came out of the CIA that worked with this equipment. He's got multiple degrees out of Harvard and Dartmouth. He's talked on the radio, just for
dissent in the USA, and now suddenly dissent is becoming, they're labeling dissent as unpatriotic.
We're in New York City, right here on the Hudson River, and this condemned former bus station where they stored the buses.
Quite a long time trying to let people know about this program, and it just doesn't go anywhere with the government. So it really needs to happen kind of
grassroots.
Grassroots, organically, that people need to know that this is happening.
But wouldn't there be people in the military or government angry about what you're doing, about spreading the word, not wanting people to know that this technology exists?
It's being used to hold over 2,000 protesters. And they admit that they randomly set up fences and scoop up whole crowds of people and then take them here. And for over 3 days, they've not let people talk to lawyers, call out, talk to their families. Some have been released. Some have gone to the hospital with rashes over their entire bodies. This building...
Yeah, you can't worry about that. You're talking about, they've tortured people to the point where they're going and shooting up, committing mass shootings. Those are not the people you need to worry about. That's not what the military is about. There's a strong ethical undercurrent there. If they're given an unlawful order, they know not to follow.
Is condemned. The city admits it. The bus union wouldn't allow them to use it years ago, so they turned it into an emergency police facility. It's full of asbestos, chemicals, oils from decades and decades and decades in this 70-year-old building, and the average stay for someone scooped up in there is over 24.
And this is clearly a case where this is a rogue program.
So we have this up on our blog.
On the Facebook page.
Where do people go, Dave, to find out if you've intrigued them? Where do they go to get all the information?
You can reach me at Facebook, David Voits, also TI in America Cross Country Walk on both GoFundMe and the Facebook page.
The city even admits that.
Many of the nearly 2,000 protesters arrested over the past few days have been taken to an old bus depot on Manhattan's west side. But now the use of Pier 57 as a temporary holding facility is stirring up some controversy of its own. Protests are being held there to spotlight conditions.
There are citizens of this country that are being abused with this technology.
Worse than abused, that's a light word. They're being tortured.
Now, the brain is an amazing organ. When it functions, there are millions and millions of neurons that become active. And what
Some of those being detained say they're getting sick. There are reports of cramped conditions, rashes, chemical burns, and difficulty breathing.
We should call this facility what it is, and it's a concentration camp. It's the Pier 57 concentration camp.
The mayor has the nerve, and the police commissioner has the nerve to allow this to happen, to actually stick people in an oil-filled garage.
we've done at DARPA is develop the technology in order to sense these signals in real time, or even write signals into the brain. You can send those signals into a computer, and that computer can interpret what all of those signals actually mean when you're thinking about trying to do something. And we can place these sensors anywhere in your brain, or even in
with asbestos. The orange nets are about 4 feet high. They're used in construction to wrap construction sites so people can't get in or out. And the police just bring them around you and you can't escape. I've been promoting that idea that we're heading for a fascist dictatorship here. And obviously people are beginning to go, I'm beginning to think you were right.
your peripheral nervous system, right? These are the nerves that are outside of your brain, okay? So while you may have thought of neurotechnology, as I've described to you, as being something way off in the future, it's actually a technology that exists today, and we're actually using it with humans. So we started in animal subjects. We said, okay, let's try these sensors out. Can we read out the signals in real time? And can we do something simple like control a robotic arm? And we showed that we could actually do that, just having the animal.
think tomorrow we got to get everybody out there at Ground Zero between 1 and 6 p.m. to try to get the truth brought out, to urge Elliot Spitzer to reopen this case.
Now you're going to learn the truth about 9/11 that others dare not tell you.
Think about it. And once we've proved out that technology, we said, okay, we're ready to go to humans. Can we place the same technology in the human brain and restore the ability to move and even sense after you've been injured? And I'm going to show you a couple examples of this. And yes, we could do that. And we said, okay, again, this is DARPA. We try to push the limits of what's...
We're here at Ground Zero, and a big protest is gathering and preparing to march across town. And behind us, you can see the militarized police are massing for a response if there's any type of problems that develop. This is a hallmark of a society in decline.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
Stop